Hello and welcome to the morning after the election. Time to fill in on where things are. So we've called all but 2 seats, and here's how things have gone. We can basically confirm in Braddon, Clark and Franklin what all the seats will be going as. That's why we don't have the black writing in brackets anymore. The only change from last night is that we are calling a second seat for the independents. That'll be David O'Byrne's seat. Now, in Bass, we haven't made any further calls, but it does look like Labour's in front of that third seat. It'll be a close run race between them and the independent candidate. Meanwhile, in the seat of Lions, we haven't called any more. That final seat will either go to the independent, which is in purple, or the national, which is in the dark green, so we don't know. Overall, we don't know who's going to form government, so here's the numbers we've got. We've called, I think, 2 more for independence since last night, because we did that, because in Braddon, we called the final seat for left-wing independent Craig Garland. So, how do things lie now? Well, we've taken out the writing in brackets for parties where we already know how many seats they're going to get. The Liberals will get 14 and the Greens will get 5. Labour, we have confirmed they have got 10 seats. They've at least held all the seats they came into this election with. They might gain 1 more. Nationals, looking like they'll lose all of our seats. They have a potential to win that seat in Lions. And the independents, we've called them in 4 seats. They're running ahead in one of the ones we haven't called. And there is a potential they could get like 6 independents. So overall, most of the votes counted. We haven't seen distribution of preferences yet, so I think seats like Bass and Lions, we might take a few days to decide, but they do. But yeah, it does seem that we have got the broad picture. So now, who forms government? Well, you need a majority for government. That's 18 seats. The Liberals can't get that, so let's first look at the Liberal pathway to victory, because they got the most seats. The Liberals would need to get all the independents on board, assuming, if there's 5 independents, then 4 of those independents on board. Now, let's go independent by independent. So the potential independent in Bass, that they would probably align with the Liberals, might be a right-wing independent, so that would probably help, but we're not projecting they win at the moment. In Braddon, they've worked with the independent Craig Garland there before, but he did vote to kick them out, causing this election, and he is quite left-wing, so I don't know if that's going to work. In the seat of Clark, independent Christy Johnson, she's sort of former Liberal, but kind of progressive. Maybe they could work something out. Same with Braddon, something could be worked out. For the seat of Franklin, the 2 independents, so there's one, Peter George, who's quite left-wing. I really struggle to see the Liberals forming some sort of agreement with him. And 2, there's David O'Byrne, who's former Labour, but he is quite conservative. And as for the seat of Lions, we're assuming as an independent elected, we assume he'll be sort of a right-wing independent. So basically, of what the Liberals are on, they need to form a coalition with 4 independents, which I don't think is likely. There's a chance that the Nationals take that last seat in Lions of independent, but we'll just have to wait and see. So yeah, there is a pathway to victory for the Liberals, but let's also look at Labour. So if we're looking at their best way to get in, we're assuming they win that final seat in Bass, so there you go, 11 seats. Plus Greens 5, that gets them to 16, so they're now only 2 short. And from there, they probably want to work with 2 left-wing independents. That'll probably be Craig Garland in Franklin, and then just one other from anywhere. So that could be, Peter George from Franklin. He'll get into that coalition pretty easily, and then someone from either Braddon or Clark. I think either Christy Johnson or Craig Garland would be quite willing to work in that. So there, overall, you get it. Despite Liberal getting more seats, when you pair up Labour and the Greens, that's actually 15 more, and potentially 16, so that's more than the Liberals, and it puts them in a much better negotiating spot overall. So I might bring an update later today or maybe tomorrow, but I think we won't know who's the governing party for quite some time.